agree with rational coefficients. So a true standard form function, leading coefficient of 1, zeros at 2, 1 plus I, and 2 minus root 3. So we're going to have to utilize both of our conjugates theorems. First step is to write out your zeros. What is a given zero? 2 is our first given zero. What's the next one? 1 plus I. Right, and our complex conjugates theorem tells us that we also have what other factor? Or what other zero, sorry? 1 minus I. And what's the next given one? 2 minus root 3. The irrational conjugates theorem tells us that we therefore also have 2 plus root 3. What do we need to make from those zeros? So zeros become factors. Right, so write out those 5 factors. Right, so after you have those 5 factors written out, all as an x minus, what should you do? You need to simplify those. Right, so go ahead and simplify those. So you should have 5 factors total. X minus 2, x minus 1 minus I, x minus 1 plus I, x minus 2 plus root 3, x minus 2 minus root 3. So you should see those conjugate theorems in each of your factors. Every imaginary that adds also subtracts. Every irrational that adds also subtracts. So you should see that. You use those 5 factors to write what? What do we call that? Call it factored form. All right, so go ahead and write out factored form. Okay, so you should have each of your factors lined up left to right, and your common factors should be next to each other. So which ones would you distribute first? Okay, distribute your irrationals. Which ones do you distribute second? Your imaginary. What do you do with those? You distribute those together. And what is something you need to not forget to do last? Always that binomial. Right, so take some time, distribute that all the way out. I'm going to write the final answer here, and hopefully you can get to this final answer. All right, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 factors, so I start with x to the 5th. Okay, I'm going to write it all the way out. So maybe pause it at this point, see if you can distribute that, and see if you can reduce it all the way down to this final answer. Okay, hopefully you took some time, hopefully you paused it maybe so that you could distribute that and practice that process. And if you simplified it all the way down, you should have gotten x to the 5th minus 8x to the 4th plus 23x cubed minus 32x squared plus 22x minus 4. All right, I'm going to give you 3 independent practice problems to use to practice these. I am not working these problems out at all, so these are for you to work out on your own if you want some extra practice. But what I will do is write the final answer so that when you're done, you can check your work with that. All right, so utilizing the irrational complex conjugates, the irrational conjugates theorem, the complex conjugates theorem, or possibly both. You're going to list out your zeros, your factors, factored form, distribute, simplify, all the way to standard form. If you do these correctly, this should be your final answer for number 7. You should get x cubed minus 6x squared plus 4x plus 16. On number 8, you should get x to the 4th minus 2x cubed plus 8x squared plus 4x minus 20. Number 9, you should get x to the 5th minus 13x to the 4th plus 60x cubed minus 82x squared minus 144x plus 360. So these should be your final answers.